Pranams, everyone. It's good to see you all after a long time. Let's close our eyes and first we pray to God and Gurus. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May God bless us all. May we enjoy our food together. May we pray and meditate together. May we acquire knowledge by reading and discussion. May there be no misunderstandings among us. May there be peace, harmony, and camaraderie among us. God bless us all. Ego hinders our spiritual progress. O God, O Gurus, please help guide us to free from ego and live life of pure love. God, help us cultivate human values such as love, kindness, and compassion, and free us from vices such as jealousy, ego, and wrath. Om Tat Sat. So today's topic is ego. I'm going to share my slides. So my name is Kaushal Gokli, and I am talking from Claremont, California. Today's topic again is ego, the biggest enemy of humans. Guru Dev and Guruji have written so many beautiful books and have given many discourses over video and audio. So I want to thank Guruji and Gurudev and bow to them for such beautiful books which help us acquire really good knowledge and help us on our spiritual journey. So today's topic of ego, there is a beautiful book by Guruji on ego, understanding ego, and also books by Swami Vivekananda on complete works of Vivekananda. So the material I have, some of the material I've taken is from these books. So of all vices, ego is considered the vilest, the mother of all negativities. It can be compared with a disease like cancer. When ego is strongly rooted within within our life, and it spreads to different aspects of life, it is not easily remedied, just like cancer. Egoistic people are disliked. They do not see their own faults, but they see others' faults, and they find faults in others. They are boastful. They create a bitter and unpleasant environment. What a pity. Ego is the root of many troubles in life, whereas the egoless people, they are liked. They have many friends. They have genuine friends who would help them. Whereas egoistic people have friends, they may not have many friends, and even if they have friends, they are more like friends for a motive. And that's why all religions and all spiritual books recommend that we should free ourselves from ego, fear, and pride. So the first question is, who am I? And the false sense of identity, who I am, causes a lot of ego. What is our identity? Who are we? I may say, I'm so and so. I'm a man. I'm old. I'm young. I'm sick. I'm healthy. I'm small. I'm large. I'm rich. I'm poor. I'm American. I'm an Indian. I'm a Hindu. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a doctor. I'm an engineer. I'm a lawyer. I'm a professor. My family name is so and so. Is that really our true identity? Is that who really we are? However, we are concerned about our appearance. We are concerned how we look. People want to look attractive. Why I'm so thin? Why I'm so tall? Why I'm like this? We don't accept what we are. If the question is asked, who am I? I am the soul. If we give that answer, people are going to say, what kind of an answer is that? Are you crazy? I am the soul. But that's our true identity. A funny story Guruji talks about is Gurudev, who has an Indian passport, was traveling from Europe to US. And there was an European disciple who traveled with Gurudev. And the custom officer asked, he saw two different passports traveling together, looked different. So the custom officer asked, or immigration officer asked the European disciple, who is this man? Pointing at Gurudev. And she said, he's my father. It confused the officer. An officer asked Gurudev, and who is she? And Gurudev said, she is my mother. Confused the officer even more. So that's what would happen if we said, who are you? And we would say, I'm the soul. However, isn't that true? We are not the body. Our body will die, will perish. However, the soul will not. Our soul will continue the journey from one life to another and carry our experiences, our memory. So that's who really we are, our soul, and not our body. When we have the true knowledge, the inner knowledge of who we are, that's when there is no ego. Otherwise, we would have a lot of ego, and ego would be a troublemaker for us. We know inwardly there is a knowledge that we know that we are playing the roles. We are playing the roles of a mother, a father, a teacher, a son, doing a certain job, but all those are roles. That's not really who we are. When we are awake, ego is with us. When we are in a dream state, even ego is alive. But when we are in deep sleep or when we are meditating, ego disappears. And the I state, while meditating, goes away. We become part of the universe, cosmic consciousness. So, to understand ego, we must understand who we are and not have the false sense of identity. Ego and jealousy. Jealousy is a sister of ego. When there is ego, there would be comparison, and with comparison comes jealousy. We may find that we are superior than others in a certain area, and then we feel good about it. and we may find we are inferior in certain areas. That would give us inferiority complex. Will hurt our ego. There is also the attitude of doership. If somebody asks us, what are your achievements? We would have a long story to tell. We were born in this family, then we studied, we got degrees, then we got a nice job. In the job, we got a lot of promotions. We have a nice family. Our kids are studying. They are doing well. We bought a house. We bought a car. I. Everything I did. And it tends to create that pride in us that I am doing all this. It's because of me that all these things are happening around me. You get a feeling of self-containment, a sense of self-importance. I am the doer is the ego. But who is really the doer? Is that I? No, it isn't. So, an example. Let's say we are eating some delicious food. Who should we give credit to? The hands who are feeding that food? Or is that teeth? Is that mouth? Is that stomach which digested? Who should we give credit to? It's not just I. It is a teamwork. It's a lot of people help us along the way to get there. So we need to get away from that attitude of doership that I did this and I did this. Instead, it is we and it is God. Without God's help, we couldn't have done this. It's God's grace that we have achieved these things. We are the instrument, and God, under God's guidance and love and direction, we are playing these games, and we are successful is because of God. Another example, a rich person had a beautiful garden. And this garden had some beautiful flowers, some vegetation, some beautiful water, a pond, a hike around the pond. And the person was very proud of his achievement that he created this beautiful garden. One day, a cow entered the garden and started eating all the plants and flowers, and it destroyed the garden. The rich person got really mad. He had a stick. With the stick, he started beating the cow, and the cow died. The rich person's thought was that it's not I who did it, it's God's hands. The cow was killed by God's hands and not by me. God, Indra, saw this. So he came and he asked this person, said, this garden was very beautiful. Who made this garden? This person said, I made it. I made this garden myself. I worked hard and I hired all the help and I planned it out. I designed the whole garden and got it built. It is all my doing. And then God said, Indra said, then how about the cow? Who killed the cow? Oh, that was God's hands. It doesn't work that way, right? It is when we have good things happening, we want to take credit. I did it. Credit goes to only me. Versus when you have something not so good happen, we tend to ask for forgiveness from God, or we give it, we do not take responsibility for it. So we need to relieve from the attitude of doership. It's not I who is doing things. It is God who is doing things. And we are playing under God's guidance. And we are achieving these things with the grace of God. For every action, there is karma coming to us. So with if we want to relieve ourselves from the burden of karmas, We have to think this is God's creation and I'm an instrument of God. That diminishes our ego. That you achieve something good, it is the grace of God. And that way, it is God's doing and not ours, and it's not our ego flourishing. Ego also brings a lot of pride. We want to demonstrate our success. And we demonstrate our success, people say, wow, you did a nice job, and we are expecting this appreciation. When we get the appreciation, we feel good about it. And that makes us even get more motivated to do more success and do more things to get more appreciation. However, when somebody does not appreciate us or may even give some negative feedback, we don't like it. We think of that, we remember that for not just for a day or two, but even weeks, months, years. Give you an example. Once there was a king and he got a large, a beautiful palace built by his people. The palace was really beautiful and king was very proud of that accomplishment. King would invite a lot of visitors and they would all come to see the palace, and then they would give this great admiration and give a appreciation of the palace, and king would feel good about it. And king felt really, his positive feedback came from people saying how good the palace is. One day, king asked his minister, has everyone seen the palace? And the minister said, everyone in our kingdom has seen the palace except one family. King was amused. Why not that family? He says, please send a chariot and ask them to come to see the palace. The husband of the family came to see the palace. And after seeing the palace, he told king, said, king, there is one mistake in this palace. In your bedroom, the door is not big enough. If you died, and if there are many people in the room who are trying to carry you out, the door is not big enough to carry you out. King was mad. He was upset. He was expecting praise for the palace. Instead, this person criticized it, and that too about his death. King put him in jail. Next day, that person's wife came and she said, please let my husband go. He is a good person. King said, he is a good person, but look what he told me. And the wife said, I think he's wrong. He shouldn't have said that. What instead we should do is, when you die, we should cut you into small pieces and carry one piece at a time. So that way we can go through that door. Your design is good. The door size is correct. And king got really mad. Again, no appreciation of the palace instead of this negative criticism. So king put her in the jail. So now husband and wife both are in the jail. Next day, the son came to see the palace. And after seeing the palace, son said, my parents are wrong. They shouldn't have said what they said. Instead of carrying you out of your room, they should just keep your body in the room and build a shrine around you right there in the room. There is no need to change the size of the door to move you out. The moral of the story is that when somebody appreciates our accomplishments, give us positive feedback, we like it. Our ego gets pampered. But if somebody gives us negative feedback, we don't like it. Ego possesses. We came in this world empty-handed, and we are going to go from this world empty-handed. So why do we have to possess so many things? We possess many things in life, a nice home, a car, we like to drive, show off. However, One day when we go, we will not take any of that with us. Gurudev talks about we are like transient. We are on this earth as tourists. And when we go as a tourist, we don't carry a lot of luggage. We carry only what we need, maybe in a suitcase. Even nowadays, even airlines charge for additional suitcases. So we try to manage with less luggage when we travel. It's the same analogy. When we come to the earth, we are here as a tourist, a transient person. So carry or possess as little as you can, and not let that pamper your ego. My house, my car, I'm possessing my son, my job, my wife, my husband, all of those possessions boost your ego. There is another example of Guruji explained very beautifully is disease 99. So in Disease 99, he explains that there is this nice house, a tall house with where husband and wife they live, and they see a very small cottage type place, a hut next to their house, where another couple lives there. So they observe, the wife says, they are so content. They have a small place, but they seem so happy. They live happily together. They are relaxing outside their cottage, and they are always smiling and happy. The husband then smirked. At night, he counted 99 gold coins and put them in a bag, bag, and dropped it off at the outside the small cottage. Next day morning, when the couple got up and they went outside, they saw this bag of gold coins. They were excited. They started counting. They counted 99 coins. They counted again, 99 coins. Counted again, 99 coins. They wanted 100. Why not one more? 100 would be a good number. 99 is not a good number. Maybe it should be 200. The greed sets in. Now they are trying to, the poor person starts working really hard, spends a lot of time working and spend less, so that they can create from 99 to 100 coins and from 100 to 200 coins. So they're now they've lost their peace, they've lost their happiness, and now they've become greedy, and their efforts are going into collecting more coins. And that's the disease 99. We have 99. If you have less and you're not expecting more, you could be content. But if the greed sets in and you want to get more and more and more, then you become unhappy. So inner contentment is important. Our life is full of comparisons. We compare a lot, and as we compare, our ego increases. And with ego increases, trouble increases. While comparing, if we feel superior, we are proud and boastful. And if we determine we are less, then we feel inferior. Ego divides people. There is comparison, competition, contradiction, and ultimately chaos. Ego also hurts relationships. Over the course of time, the relationship should grow, become more beautiful. However, for many times with ego, relationship becomes bitter and can even break. It is the play of ego, ignorance, and stubbornness. Imagine both sides are stubborn and they don't give in, and with their ego, they deal with each other. That does not help the relationship. Ego spoils a relationship with ostentation, pride, arrogance, stubbornness, criticism, and fault finding. Ego creates conflicts, friction, and fights. Both sides should learn to compromise, love, cooperate, humility and smile. With humility and smile, that would build the relationship. Ego and power. People love power. The more the power, the more the ego, and then more desire to get more power. It's a vicious cycle. It continues. People with power become egoistical and they harm themselves and others. They, of course, harm themselves, but everyone around them gets harmed. It's like when they become blind, they cannot see what's going on around them. And with that, they can hurt other people. When ego and power combine, the result is misery. Misery explained that an egoistical person's life is a football. It's like a football where you put air in it. The more the air in a football, you can kick around better. And when you kick it, it'll go farther. The air inside the football is like ego. When we have more ego in our body, we are kicked around. When we have less ego, it's like less air in a football. It's hard to kick the football. Same way, less ego in our body would be not kicked around. So, Shri Gurudev used to say, if you want to know a person, give them a little bit of power. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. As Kriyavans, let's talk about ego and chakras. As we know, we have 7 centers, 7 chakras in our spine. And as you do better, or as you have excellence in each center, it also could become a cause of ego. For example, Muladhara Chakra, which is the material center of material excellence and accomplishments, and that would develop pride. We develop pride and ego because of our material prosperity. I have a car, I have a beautiful car, I have a fast car, I have a battery operated car, I have a beautiful house, it's on a hill, beautiful view, on a lake. All these things are the materialistic ego and pride coming from the Muladhara Chakra. The next center is Swadhisthana Chakra, the second chakra, second center. We may be proud of our family life, our loving relationships, and that could create ego in us. In Manipura Chakra, the navel center, it's a center of good health, beauty, good digestion. It may create ego in us that I'm eating good and healthy food. I'm a vegetarian. I'm eating organic food. I'm strong. I'm beautiful. So you might even denounce other people's food. I eat better than you. All of those are egos in our navel center. The next is Anahata Chakra, the heart center. Heart center, it's a center of relationship and love. And we may become egoistic about our friendship. We have a lot of friends. Our friends love us. They admire us. We are getting a lot of praises. All of those, again, cause of ego in the heart center. The next is throat center. Vishuddha Chakra. Vishuddha Chakra, it's a chakra of religion, philosophy, and intellectual properties. That may create pride in us, saying, I'm Hindu, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, I'll go to heaven, I will convert people to my religion, I'll go to heaven, others won't. All of those kind of egoistic thinking comes from that center. Another way to look at it is the spiritual ego. The spiritual ego is a very, very worse kind of ego, where if you are in the Muladhara chakra, let's say we are doing some good work. We are building hospitals for poor people who can afford the medical help. We are building universities and giving free education to people. All of those things are done initially with good intent, however, could become cause of ego, that I am building these hospitals, I am helping people, I am helping students get free education. So that could be a spiritual ego. Even by doing good cause, it would be better to do less a donation or less help other people, but with no ego. That's better than having big ego and doing big help, big donations. The second center, Swadhisthana chakra, there may be a spiritual ego. There may be spiritual ego there as the life of celibacy or renunciation. I have renounced the life, I am celibate. All those things could also cause ego if not carefully watched. Heart, Manipur, of course, the navel center, ego could be again food. I'm eating better food, healthier food. I'm controlling how much I eat. Gurudev said that your food is your food and my food is my food. I will not eat your food and you don't have to eat my food. In other words, don't judge people what they eat. It's their food and let them eat what they are used to. Anahata chakra, which is the heart center, there is ego associated, spiritual ego associated with that as well. It's a center of caring, nurturing. God has given us heart to be sweet and caring. It should be filled with love, devotion, kindness, and compassion. Our heart should be clean and pure. Instead of being humble, we become arrogant, competitive. It creates comparison, conflicts, chaos. So if we are practicing spirituality, we have to be very, very of heart center. We have to be very careful. Vishuddha chakra, the throat center, which is the center of religion, knowledge of scriptures, and we may get ego from that center. My religion is better. I do a better religious practice. My teacher is better. My guru is better than yours. My God is better than yours. All those are causes of ego in the throat center. So spiritual ego is really very deadly, and we need to be very careful and control that ego. Body is a temple. God has given us this beautiful body, and in there, God has given us 5 organs of action: hands, feet, mouth, genitals, and anus. And there could be some cause of ego there as well. God has given us 5 organs of perception: eyes, ears, tongue, nose, and skin. So eyes are there to see, ears to hear things, tongue to taste, nose to smell, and skin to touch. However, even that could cause an ego. We can say, my eyes are beautiful, or your eyes are beautiful, or my eyes are not as beautiful as yours, comparison. My skin is very smooth, or it's fair, or it's dark. All of those things cause ego. Uh, God has also given, besides those 10 organs, which are externally looking, God has also given us 4 inner instruments, which are internally looking: mind, intellect, memory, and ego. So we need to control and use our mind, our intellect, our memory, and our ego in a proper way, so that it's used for the good reason and it's controlled and does not go out of control. For example, our mind, we need to control our mind so we get good thoughts, we make better decisions, we don't think about hurting others. So mind is, like Guruji says, mind is a monkey. So how do we control that monkey and use it for the good cause of making right decisions, having good thoughts, having spiritual thoughts? Same thing with intellect and memory. We might have a memory of what has happened in the past, and we want to make sure we keep the good memory and let the old bad memories go. Don't keep in mind all the bad memories which will keep you in the past. Same with ego. Ego needs to be controlled so that you can live a humble, beautiful life versus a miserable life. Ego is reactive, love is proactive. Ego is boastful, love is helpful. Ego hurts, love helps and heals. Ego overburdens us, love frees us from burdens. Ego is greedy and makes us needy. Love is sacrificing and always ready to give. Ego creates attachment. Prayer and meditation create detachment. So why not meditate? Why not meditate? Go within, minimize your ego, ultimately become free from ego, and fill it with love. Love, love, love. Prayer and meditation creates detachment. Detachment helps you becoming free from ego. Detachment keeps you in I did this, I, versus prayer and meditation, giving God the credit for what is happening in your life. You create detachment. Hindus cremate their body, and the reasoning behind, one of the reason behind that is to create detachment. Once body is burnt, the soul is detached. Soul cannot go back in the body. That is a detachment. Ego is like a devil. It needs to be handled with care. And love is the opposite of ego. By love, you can handle the ego and you can eliminate it. In conclusion, I wanted to say a couple things. Again, I said I wanted to say I. But anyway, the tendency of I did this and I did that, please, we need to work on removing that and instead fill it with God did it. It's God's doing. It's not our doing. We are an instrument. And the possessive nature we have, we want to possess things. We want to feel proud of those things, worldly possessions. And instead, we need to go with an attitude of tourist. A tourist on the earth. I'm touring the earth, and I'm here for a short while, and then I will leave the earth, and I live without any possessions. So I don't have to have a lot of possessions and have ego associated with it that I have all these things. I have this beautiful house, I have this beautiful car, I have this beautiful family, I have a beautiful son or a daughter. All of those things are possessions you could detach from. Enough is enough. Let us change ourselves with conscious and prayerful effort of freeing us from ego and filling with love. So that concludes today's topic. And now let us do the general meditation and conclude the program. So let's all close our eyes. Let's close our eyes. Our spine is straight. Our concentration is between the two eyebrows. The point between the two eyebrows, we call it soul center, our third eye. Concentrate. Let us observe our breath. Breath is going in the nostrils, and breath is coming out. Noticing our breath, our mind has become calm. Thoughts have ceased. Mind has become peaceful. One breath, one life. Now, let us take a slow, long, deep inhalation. Hold and bow as low as you can. Exhale. Normal breathing, concentration in the top of the head, divine energy, the blood rushes to the brain. Concentrates on the top of the head. This is a humble bow. Pray to God to free us from the ego and fill it with love. Be humble. Bow with humility. Now take a slow, long, deep inhalation. Hold. Sit up. Exhale. Normal breathing. Concentration between the eyebrows. In the soul center. The third eye. Total concentration. Now we will do some pranayams, long inhalations and exhalations. We'll inhale from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head and exhale from the top of the head to the bottom of the spine. Every breath will give us advancement. Let's inhale peace. Exhale love. Inhale peace. Exhale love. Inhale peace. Exhale love. Inhale peace. Exhale love. Inhale, peace. Exhale, love. Inhale, peace. Exhale, love. Inhale, love. Exhale, peace. 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 Again, concentration between the eyebrows. Our breath has become feeble. Concentrate in the soul center. Total concentration. No thoughts. Let us live in continuous prayer with love and humility. Let us live for others and not for ourselves. Let us live in service with inner surrender to God. By managing ego and cultivating humility, we can continuously experience heavenly bliss. The door of liberation will open. O God, O Gurus, please help us in our journey and transform our lives from ego to love. Om Tat Sat. Pranams.